the most gifted player on earth, and his own worst enemy. Imagine scoring 41 goals in 40 matches for one of the greatest clubs in football history. Imagine being 27 years old, blessed with supernatural pace, a finishing touch that will make legends weep, and a contract that makes your bank account look like a nation's GDP. Now imagine that same club's fans, your fans, booing you, whistling you, demanding you leave. That is extraordinary, uncomfortable, almost unbelievable reality of Kylian Mbappe's life right now. And it tells us everything we need to know about why talent alone has never been enough. The petition that shocked the world. Just weeks before the 2026 World Cup, at a moment when Mbappe should have been riding a wave of momentum and confidence, the football world woke up to something it had never seen before. An online petition titled Mbappe Out went viral, collecting tens of millions of signatures from frustrated Real Madrid supporters demanding the removal of their own star forward. Despite being the team's top goal scorer this season, the 27-year-old came under fire for his actions both on and off the pitch, specifically being photographed on a yacht in Italy while supposedly recovering from a thigh injury that could rule him out of El Clasico. The depth of dissatisfaction manifested in a staggering digital protest, with a petition reportedly reaching nearly 70 million signatures. The Mbappe Out movement gained significant traction on social media, fueled by viral clips of the striker's perceived lack of defensive work rate and missed clear-cut chances in high-stakes matches. 70 million. Think about that number for a moment. The entire population of France is 68 million, booed in his own stadium. But the petition was only part of the story. The Real wound came inside the Santiago Bernabéu itself, when Mbappe appeared on the big screen during a La Liga clash. Sitting in the stands while serving a suspension, the Bernabéu crowd erupted in widespread whistles and boos. The same stadium that once roared for Zidane, for Ronaldo, for Raul, now turning on its own number 7. Madrid's first trophyless season in recent memory had caused an uproar. Barcelona were celebrating La Liga on Real Madrid's doorstep. Europe had slipped away, and Mbappe, despite his goals, had become the face of everything that had gone wrong. When asked about the boos, Mbappe responded with a shrug that was either brave or tone-deaf, depending on your perspective. "You can't change people's minds when they're angry," he said. "I shouldn't take it personally. It's the life of a Real Madrid player. They're not happy. That's the only way to understand the whistles." Calm words. But behind the composure, a relationship between player and club that had reached breaking point. The numbers that make no sense. Here is what makes the Mbappe story so deeply fascinating and so deeply frustrating at the same time. The petition calling for his exit came despite Mbappe's prolific return of 41 goals in 40 matches across all competitions, a return that underlines his extraordinary individual impact. By any statistical measure, this man was not the problem. He was producing. He was scoring. He was delivering numbers that most strikers on the planet would sacrifice years of their career to match. Despite 85 goals across 2 seasons at Real Madrid, many fans turned on Mbappe because they saw him as a symbol of what had gone wrong at the club. And that is the brutal truth about football at the very highest level. Goals are not enough. Trophies are the only currency that matters. And when a club is obsessed with winning as Real Madrid goes 2 years without silverware, someone must carry the blame. Mbappe was the most visible target. So Mbappe wore the cross. The World Cup escape. And now, just weeks after all this chaos, Mbappe pulls on a France jersey and walks out onto the biggest stage in world football. The forward is expected to be fully fit for France's World Cup 2026 campaign. France opened their tournament against Senegal before facing Iraq and Norway in the group stage. For Mbappe, the World Cup is not just a tournament. It is oxygen. It is a place where the club politics disappear, where the petitions mean nothing, where no one is booing because every single person in the stadium is cheering the same jersey. At the World Cup, Mbappe does not have to share a dressing room with Vinicius Jr. He does not have to navigate the toxic atmosphere of a trophyless Bernabéu. He does not have to read petitions with his face on them. At the World Cup, he is simply the captain of the best team on the planet, with one mission, one target, one dream. But the question that follows him from Madrid to North America, the question that no number of World Cup goals can fully silence, is this. Is Kylian Mbappe the greatest player of his generation? Or is he the most gifted footballer alive who somehow always ends up in the eye of the storm? The answer, like Mbappe himself, is complicated. The talent is real. The goals are real. The chaos, unfortunately, is just as real. And until one of those World Cup trophies is in his hands, the debate will never stop.